All right, this is BleachBANGS Music, and we are sitting in with Doll Skin in Oklahoma City at the Diamond Ballroom.
Yeah.
So, why don't you guys introduce yourselves and what you do in the band?
I'm Nicole, I'm 18, and I play bass.
I'm Sydney, I'm 16, and I sing.
I'm Megan, I'm 19, and I play drums.
I'm Alex, I'm 16, and I play guitar.
Tell us about Shiprocked. What? Oh, I knew I was going to get that out of you.
We had such a good time.
It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun, honestly. It was really cool because, like, there was kind of two different kinds of people, but everyone was kind of the same because you're all stuck on the same boat
Right.
for
Yeah.
however
There was
many
the
days.
bands and the fans, and everyone was just in the big
Isn't
group.
that the coolest?
Yeah.
That is so cool. I think we're going to stop going to Rocklahoma and invest in either Monsters of Rock or Shiprocked.
Yeah.
Definitely worth it.
Something.
Definitely worth it.
Absolutely.
Shiprocked was fun. I'm sure it's a lot more fun for the adults because it's like kind of a beer fest, but like
Yeah.
it's a beer fest and you
It's a
can
big
go to
party.
random. Every single show you can go to all of them. You know,
Uh-huh.
like it's not like you have to pay a fee at the door
Yep,
because
yep.
you're already paying to be on the ship.
Right.
Yeah.
And another cool thing is I'm sure it's really cool for the people that are just on the ship because like the bands are just walking around all the time because
Exactly.
you don't have anywhere else
You're
to be
locked
unless
in
you're
together.
Exactly.
That's too cool.
You
So-
guys can't hide from us that way.
Yeah.
Well, it's like we wake up and we go to breakfast like, oh, that's Five Finger Death Punch and Hailstorm eating right next to us.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
That's awesome.
It's really awesome.
That is really cool. So you guys are all from Arizona, correct?
Yes.
You went to the School of Rock?
Yes.
Is that how you guys all met?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. So how did you get Dave to look your way?
Well, he was a guest judge at the Battle of the Bands that Megan got us together for, and we had no idea he was going to be there. He, stood up after our performance and was one of the judges and was like, I give you guys a 10 out of 10 or whatever, and I'm Dave Ellison, and I play in Megadeth. And
We're like, oh, you're what now? You're who?
If we would have known that before,
Yeah.
we would have clammed
Yeah,
up.
we had no idea. He
Shut
was
it
there.
down.
He just stood up and we're like, oh.
yeah. And then
He
he kept
likes
up
us.
with our shows throughout the next year, and then he was the guest judge at the Battle of the Bands the second year in a row, and we played that again. And then after that, it was when he brought up managing us.
Yeah.
And that was really cool.
Yeah, he set up a meeting with us and then brought up the whole management thing.
That is awesome.
The rest is history.
I guess so. Do you guys feel like you aren't taken as seriously by some people because of your age, or is it actually helping you guys out?
Yes,
little bit of both.
I think
Yeah, it is
when
a
we
little.
first get on stage at shows, so many people have come up to us after the merch table and being like, I expected nothing from you guys because you guys look like children, and we are. But it's happened so much. I'd say every single show there's at least 3 people that are like, I was really
It's kind
blown
of
away.
it's kind of a weird backhanded compliment. They're like, you walked on stage and I didn't really expect anything, but now you guys are really awesome.
Right.
So it's kind of like,
thanks, but I don't know.
Thanks, but up yours at the same time.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, it's thankfully we haven't gotten a lot of the whole "you're good for a girl band" kind of thing. It's a lot
In the
more.
beginning, but not anymore.
Yeah, it's a lot more like, oh, you're good for your age, and it's
Right.
that's kind of a weird backhanded
I've seen
compliment.
multiple people, and I will look them dead in the eye before we're going on stage, and I'm setting up my stuff, I'm setting up my drums, and I see these guys, mostly men. I'm just saying, mostly men. They'll be like the stank face and looking.
Oh,
at
Like,
yeah.
me.
People got a lot of
really-
that.
yeah.
And then some people will be like, "You're hot." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
And then you just look at them and you're like,
Exactly.
And then I'll watch their expression change as soon as we start playing.
Yeah.
And they'll be like,
good
"Oh!"
stuff.
I'll be
That's
like,
good. That's good.
Yeah.
you see all
One
the
of-
people that'll sit at bars, they just kind of pick their heads up and walk our way. We're like, yeah, you are the people that doubted us.
Yeah, it was one of the worst cases of the whole kind of catcalling us while we're setting up our stuff on stage was at the Whiskey A Go Go on the night of the Lemmy Memorial. We were opening for Metal Allegiance, and we're setting up our stuff, and all of a sudden from the crowd there's 3 different guys, and they're not in the same spot too. They're not all talking to each other like, oh dude, let's say this. It's they're all different parts of the room, and they all yell at me. They're all yell at us. I don't know who they were yelling at specifically, but they were like, fuck me, and I was like,
Oh my god.
Sydney yelled back. And
I
was like,
literally yelled. I was like, "I'm 16," and they're like,
That-
"I don't care."
Oh my
we got
god.
jailbait so much.
People call us jailbait all the time, and
That show was the most
That's-
I've ever heard people
Wow.
yell jailbait. It was
Wow.
10 times people just jailbait.
yeah,
Like,
I've
it's only jailbait because we're going to attack you if you keep saying this.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. No, there was one time when I can't remember what show it was, but we were headlining, and some guy was really intoxicated and was yelling jailbait, jailbait, and I was like, we're only jailbait if you don't keep your dick in your pants, you know, like,
Yeah.
It's
also like, we're going to physically hurt you, and then like you will go to jail with like, stab wounds.
It's gotten to the point where we're just like so tired of hearing it.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
Wow.
But it's
That's
cool because like
horrible.
on tour with like bands like this, like, you know, we've made such good friends with all of them, and they like help deter that like these are like our friends and their children, so back off.
I was going to ask that, how they, I mean, you gained their respect, obviously, if they kind of help subside
Everyone
that a
we
little
play
bit
with,
and-
they're always so much older than us, and
yeah,
they kind of help protect us.
take
so,
care of you a
yeah.
little
It's
bit.
nice.
That's
It's
good.
nice.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Don't you guys like have your parents
Yeah.
come on tour as
Yeah,
well?
they rotate.
They,
Yeah.
they rotate
awesome.
in and
They
out.
rotate,
Yes,
yeah.
that is
Yeah.
too cool.
Yeah, like yesterday or this morning, her mom left and her mom came back on.
Okay.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So
cute.
do they just fly out or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do this in different cities.
I usually for the older bands, I say, how would your parents or family members describe your band to somebody that hasn't heard them? But I can pretty much assume that your parents are giving you guys full backing.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that-
They've been
that
the
is
best
super
support
cool.
ever.
Mhm.
It's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
lucky.
Yes. They always do merch for us whenever they're on the tour.
Oh, really?
Free labor.
Right,
But
right.
usually it's the opposite. When it's the older people's bands, it's their kids running merch, so it's only fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys are just turning it all upside down.
That's the plan.
I love it.
That's too cool. So, tell me about some of your pre-show superstitions or routines. Do you guys have? Everybody's
Knock on
got
wood.
them. Yeah.
Anytime someone says anything like negative, we're like, I need to find a piece of wood right now so that this doesn't happen.
We'll be like standing in a group and someone will say something weird and like Nicole and I like run off and like we're like trees.
It'll be like anything casual, like, wow, I really hope there's a tornado tonight, and it's like,
Oh
knock
no.
on wood, because we would not like a tornado
That's
tonight.
the wrong place to say
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Well, Sydney will do her like workout so she can warm up.
Uh-huh.
I don't warm up, quote unquote, like I don't do scales and stuff, but I work out my diaphragm. Like I do sit-ups and everything. We do these weird clap things to work out our arms.
It works out the arms.
You just like hold your like forearms
hurts
together
really
and
bad.
then just like clap your hands.
And
And
then
then
I will like walk around like doing these weird like
Yeah.
squeezy
I
things.
switch my hands, and so it just looks
Hands.
yeah, it's weird. I jump
Really
up and down a lot.
very
We used to do waiting room.
Oh yeah, we'd like huddle in a circle and we'd be like
Why don't we
sing
do
the
that
chorus
anymore?
of
Because
waiting room.
we're
by
so
Fugazi.
burnt out right now.
Oh, yeah. We did it for the first month of
There
this
you
tour.
go.
And I was like,
Yeah.
Are you guys? This tour's about over, isn't it?
Yeah, there's like
I'm home in 2 days.
There's like 6 more
Okay.
days.
It's crazy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
but
5
we
more
get to go
days.
home for 2 days in Phoenix,
Yeah.
which is exciting.
So what do you guys do when you're home? I mean, what's
Sleep.
life like?
Sleep. She
Yeah.
goes to work.
I work a lot.
She
I
works at a
guess.
juice bar.
I work at a juice bar. Shout out.
The second I usually get home from tour, I'm just like, hi mom, hi sister, hi dog, to the computer, and then like I go edit my pictures because I'm a photographer.
Oh.
And, yeah, and I'm there for like hours and hours and hours. So,
Cool.
I can relate. Yeah.
yeah.
Hours and hours, exactly.
Yeah, we visit animals and family and friends and work, and actually as soon as we get home, it's time to start writing. for
Yes.
us. So it's like we're
Okay.
working through the summer, so
Good stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
So you guys already have plans for your next album?
Yes.
Yes.
Getting
Yes,
stuff
indeed.
lined out.
Indeed.
All right.
Yeah, we're as soon as we get off of this tour, we're gonna go and really sit down and really like we set up a schedule already
I was wondering.
of writing and everything.
Yeah,
Well, we go
Camped
out
out.
hell yeah, and then we do a Northwest tour. Then we start writing.
Yes.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll be camped out at my house most of the summer, just trying to get as far into this album as possible.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm glad you said we've mapped out some sort of schedule because
Yes.
a lot of times everybody has it on their mind. They're like, yeah, when we get back, we're going to do this, but then never really
Oh yeah.
put it
yeah.
down on paper and
Yeah.
say we need to be at this point in the
Yeah.
in the month, and
Yeah.
this point
Yeah.
at this point in the month, and that's
Yeah.
awesome that you
We're
guys
approaching
are
it like a work schedule where it's like
good.
we're gonna schedule everything else around writing. We're not gonna schedule writing around everything
That's
else.
that's
Because
the
if we
way to
don't,
do
then
it.
nothing would ever
Yeah.
get accomplished.
Then we get done,
Right.
and everyone will be like, "Oh, but I want to do this," and it's like, "No, you have to write."
We have a schedule.
Writing when you're on the road at all, or is it just
This
too
girl
hectic?
does
Me.
make
I write like every other day. I've
Okay.
written a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot of
it's a lot of lyrics, and then whenever we're like sitting there fiddling on guitar or whatever, we kind of record on our phone a little riff or
Yeah.
something.
Alex and I do that.
Yeah.
So we get, little bits and pieces of things. But yeah, lyrics are
Very good at sounds.
definitely one of the easier things to write on the road, and that's where the creativity comes into play.
So, who was it or what was it that flipped the switch in your mind that made you decide this is what I want to do with my life?
Down there.
Okay, wait, I don't want to go
Hold
first.
the mic.
Go the other
I'll
way.
go first. When I was like 10, my mom took me to see Green Day. It was like right then and there. I'm like, that's what I want to do. And I think it was the next day that I got a guitar and started lessons, and it's been up from there.
How old were you?
10, I want to say 10.
Oh, nice.
10, yes.
Man, I started playing drums when I was 9 years old, and it was from the influence of one of my mom's friends, and she took me to a drum lesson that was supposed to be for her son, but I ended up doing better than her son. And they're just like, "You're just such a natural. You should start doing drums." I'm like, "Okay." So, I've been heavy into music my whole life because I was always playing in my house. My parents always played rock music all the time, and so I started collecting my own library, and so I started teaching myself how to play drums, and then I got to School of Rock, and that just changed everything. And so that's definitely what made me, also My Chemical Romance. I love them. That's what made me get into it even more.
I mean, when I was younger, that being said, like 4 years ago, 2 years ago, I was really, for who knows what reason, I was really into One Direction and like pop music and everything. And my first concert was Hannah Montana, and I've kind of always known that I wanted to be a performer. I did plays and everything, and that was fun. But as soon as I got really into music, like I got into pop music, but I got so into it that I was like, I want to do that. But I went and saw my cousin play with the School of Rock, which is where we all met and everything. And I decided that was going to be more fun. That was more real. That was more something that I thought it was more attainable. Because I could kind of see that, pop stars are kind of just chosen, and like it's hard to make it as a pop star, but as a rock star, exactly. As a in rock and in like making real music, you make yourself.
Right.
And I wanted to make myself, So I went to the School of Rock, and that's when my music taste changed and my goal in life changed.
Good. That's awesome.
For me, I was 13, or when I was 12, I was turning 13 that year, and I was really into My Chemical Romance, and then from My Chemical Romance, I found the band Mindless Self-Indulgence because their bassist, Lindsay Way, is married to Gerard Way, and I saw her, and I was like, she is so cool, I want to be just like her, and so then I asked my dad, I was like, can I get a bass for my birthday, and then that day, we went to Guitar Center, and I picked out a really cool blue bass, and then I went home, and I started taking lessons, and stopped when the guy moved away, and then I started up at School of Rock, and that's where I really started learning how to play with other people and stuff, and that was really cool, and it made me realize I really want to do music. It was something I found that I fit into with. It wasn't until we were all together in Dalston that I realized I wanted to be in a band for the rest of my life. I wanted to just play music and perform it and just travel, and yeah, that's when I realized that this is exactly what I want to do for the rest of my life. I'm so lucky that I found it so young, and this is exactly what I want to do forever and ever and ever.
Didn't you want to be a drummer first?
I did want to be a drummer, actually, because I was like, that's so cool. And then I brought it up to my parents, and they were like, one, it's way too loud in the house. There's no room, too expensive. So I was like, okay. And I was like, I don't want to do guitar. And then it was Lindsay Way was such a cool bassist, and I was like, okay, if I can be just like her, that'd be cool. And now it's cool because it's I want to full cycle. Now I want to do what Lindsay Way did for me for other girls. I want them to see us and be like, I want to do that. Yeah.
I was going to say that it takes people like you that are bringing the younger generation and still keeping them in rock music instead of them branching off into other stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. That's all I've got. You guys were wonderful. I can't wait to see you guys. I'm really excited because I'm not going to be the one going, okay, prove it to me. I've already seen that you guys, I already know. I already know. I have read all the reviews. I have read that you guys are on top of your game and you're 100%. So,
hopefully we'll live up to your expectations and beyond.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.